Hi, it's Gab, and I'm back with my special guest reviewer, James Palmore.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me again.
Thank you for having me.
James did a TIFF review with me, that's Toronto International Film Festival, and last night we had the privilege, he and I, of seeing a preview of the new action-adventure, I know you like that word, comedy, whatever, hybrid, Red.
R-E-D.
Thanks. Starring Bruce Willis,
Morgan Freeman,
Helen Mirren,
John Malkovich,
and others.
Carl Urban,
and
others.
Which I want to mention later.
Yes, that's the special.
But let's tell about the movie. What's it about?
So it's about for whatever retired CIA agents that get called back into action for some reason.
Not called back by the CIA.
No,
they sort of bring each other back together.
So it's based. Bruce Willis is the main character.
Yeah.
He, in his retired life, has a love interest, and then someone's trying to kill him, and then he goes.
That usually happens when you kill a love interest.
And
your life is on the line.
Love interest is Mary-Louise Parker.
Yeah, she gets pulled into it all.
You did not.
No, we'll talk about the cast.
Yeah.
Just about the story, like the reason I wanted to make that differentiation, like they got called back into action by the CIA or not, is because my impression of what the story would be like is more that like the CIA would call them back into action, like their phone would ring and gotta go, and it wasn't like that.
No,
the story was a bit
and
I wasn't really on board with the story, maybe because of the expectation I had of it being different. It was more they just sort of all got thrown into this situation based on something that they had been through in the past when they were with the CIA, and if anything they were sort of working against the CIA. I don't want to give away like spoilers or whatever, but so they were sort of almost like on the run, the characters who were sort of almost the underdogs in the story.
That's probably why I liked it.
Which is cool, but I just I didn't quite get on board with that until further in. It took me a long time to sort of see what they were going for.
I was into it, and then it dragged a little bit for me, but then it picked it up.
I guess I just never really got on board with. I think to me the story basically, which is the basis of it, was weak and confusing and just not strong enough to do it for me. So that's my main problem.
But
you didn't have that problem.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun and very entertaining. It wasn't like the best movie ever, but they did a good job.
But you were okay with the story?
Yeah, I liked it. And then
the other elements.
The cast obviously was awesome.
Awesome cast. You can't really go
They worked
wrong.
well together, and it was funny. Especially with John Malkovich.
His character is really funny.
Comedic relief.
Each of the actors, I would say, even though they're good actors, they played themselves very much, but they did it really well, and with a little bit, like John Malkovich always plays the kook, but his kook was really good.
Yes, he was really funny.
And Helen Mirren's always sort of sexy, sophisticated, and she was, but with a machine gun.
Yeah,
so it was like their usual personas, but with a twist, and Bruce Willis was Bruce Willis, which, and we talk about light entertainment, he's the poster boy for super light action entertainment.
But
so the cast is really good. Action?
It was good. It was a little over the top, fun, trying to be over the top, being funny.
Did we mention that this is based on a graphic novel?
No.
So I kept thinking about that. When you see those certain action shots, like the slow-mo explosion and the 360 degrees with the guns and you can tell there's certain shots where it's like that was probably a page in the graphic
and it
novel.
wasn't.
But that's not a criticism.
It wasn't like Sin City graphic novel.
It wasn't that stylized,
but it was. It took subtle, and you could feel. Yeah.
It chose its moments, and they were pretty gratifying.
It's not full blown action like Expendables, like where it's all over and over because
that's all they have.
Yeah,
that's their only thing in their bag of tricks, really.
But it was still enjoyable. That's why I say action adventure, because it's like one of those.
Yeah, it's not just all bland. It's they were on the run. It had the romance and comedy. So I mean, tonally or whatever, it was sort of, you could say it was all over the place, but it worked. It had kind of a loosey goosey, like, hey, just take me as I am kind of vibe to it, which I would credit to the director.
Yeah.
You looked him up, right? Schminky.
Yeah,
and he's done
Flight Plan and Time Traveler's Wife. So
he obviously likes to play around with different kinds of genres, which I think it came through pretty well. I mean, again, light entertainment overall.
Yeah,
dragged a little bit maybe, but so like an entertaining package, but nothing for me. It wasn't like anything memorable, or I would have liked to have seen it gone It could have gone farther with those things it did well.
Yeah,
I think
you
it could have
like,
taken.
And I enjoyed it the way it was. It was like happy, fun movie, and yeah.
Happy Georgia. Well,
Yeah.
as you said to me, you said, "Oh, I'm not like you. I'm a positive
Yeah.
person." So
I always find the good in things.
yeah, you're more easily pleased with things,
Yes.
I guess you could say. But there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
That's good. And so, I mean, being the more hardcore, cynical person, I would give it, I think, 3 Gabs.
And I gave it 3.5 Jimmys because it wasn't like the best movie ever, but I enjoyed it and
You liked
entertained
it
me
for
and
what
had
it was.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say rental,
Yeah.
unless you're like a hardcore John Malkovich fan or
Yeah.
something like that. And you'll probably be entertained, but
Yeah,
you won't
it's
take it
entertaining
any
for
further
sure,
than
yeah.
that. The best part for me was when there was a special guest at the screening, cast member Carl Urban showed up.
Awesome.
And we didn't mention his character. He was sort of the straight man.
Yeah.
Representing
the
current CIA, right.
Younger CIA.
And sort of on their
Yeah,
tail.
he
We
did a
won't
good job.
mention it more than
Yeah.
that, but he was good, and he even brought a little wink of humor to
Yeah,
his
he
role
did a
as
little
well.
bit,
His
yeah.
physicalness
So,
was good
yeah.
because he's he was Bones McCoy in the
Yeah.
recent Star Trek
Lord
film.
of the Rings.
Yeah.
And Born Supremacy.
So it was pretty cool when he walked
Yeah,
in. I
it was. It
got
was
a little
awesome.
got a little bit flushed.
Yeah.
You did too, actually. We were both like little girls, all
Yeah.
excited. So that was cool. He was very charming. He took some questions, and they shot a lot of this film in Toronto,
Yeah,
which is
and
where
you
we're
can
from.
really tell. Yeah.
So he talked about Toronto,
Yeah, you
and,
can see
and
that.
that was pretty cool. So it was a good overall experience. Carl Urban might not be at this
Yeah, I'm
go,
pretty sure
but
he'll be,
otherwise that's Red. And
Yeah.
what does Red stand for?
Retired and extremely dangerous, like Oscar.
Yeah. I think I'm going to change the name again to that. Critics and extremely
Yeah.
dangerous. Thanks for joining me again.
Thank you for having
James.
me. It's fun.
Pleasure. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
And keep watching.
See you on the flip side.
Hi, it's Gab. You drinking your coffee?